These are AZ machined aluminum dummy rounds, and if you follow the recommended procedure for loading the first round, it works just fine. But these shells have a brass case or steel case that sticks up a little bit, and it will hang up on the rim of the second round. So the first round loads as they show really quickly and easily. But after that, every time you try to load this shell, the following shells, it's going to bang up against the forward edge of the metal part of your cases. So I recommend that you just take your finger and you push the shell down and then run the next shell all the way to the back of the magazine here. And you can continue to load using that system for the rest of the loading sequence. This case will take, or this magazine will take 5 rounds, and like I said, you can get others to take more. To unload the magazine, just slide the shells, push down a little bit on the rim and slide them out, and they'll come right on out. So once you have the shell loaded into the magazine, the next step is lock the magazine into the firearm. You do that by inserting the magazine in the magazine well and firmly jamming it in there so that the magazine lock catches the magazine. The manual presumes in the next step, next 5, that you pull the operating handle to the rear, and then they tell you to let go to chamber the round. You don't want to ride the operating handle forward because that does take some of the energy away from the mechanism of closing it. So to ensure that it gets locked, just let her fly to chamber the round. At this time, if this were a live round, the gun would be ready to shoot, and all you'd have to do is come over here with your thumb for a right-hander and flip this to fire and fire the firearm. Okay. If somebody calls ceasefire, the unloading sequence is to reach over here with the firearm in your trigger finger off the trigger and the gun controlled by your trigger finger hand, and then grab the magazine and hit the magazine release and pull the magazine clear of the firearm. Firearm's not yet unloaded until you clear the chamber. So again, you want to operate the operating rod firmly to the rear to eject the shell. And at this point, you could hit the bottom part of the bolt lock to lock the bolt open. Standard NRA practice is to prove that the gun is always unloaded, and to do that you need to keep the action open and show that the chamber is clear. Again, I say show the chamber is clear. Do not put your fingers up inside there to check it. At this point, this gun is now safe. So that's the loading and unloading sequence as shown in the warranty card on page 4 and page 5. Alright, for cleaning and maintenance, the sequence, of course, is to clear and make sure that all live ammunition is clear of your operating and cleaning area. And that starts with the gun and the magazines, and then it extends out through the entire area that you're working on. So for purposes of demonstration, I'm going to stop for a second and put my AZs up so that I have no rounds sitting out here where we're working.